Hello, dear students. Welcome back. As we have read and understood the chapter, I would now go ahead and provide you the solutions for the questionnaire provided after the chapter on page number 10. You all have to write the difficult words in the notebook with their meanings as discussed and then start with the question answers. So, question number 1 goes here as: how old are Margie and Tommy? You know very well. Margie is 11 and Tommy is 13 years old. Next question here is: what did Margie write in her diary? Margie wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." Next question says, had Margie ever seen a book before? Answer would be a big no, because Margie has never seen any book before. Thus, she was very much excited to have in her hand that real book. So what we can write is no, Margie had never seen a book before. What things about the book did she find strange? Margie found it strange that the words printed on a book stood still instead of moving the way they did on a screen. She also found it odd that the words on a page always remained the same as the first time they were read. Beside, the idea that someone would write a book about schools was itself strange for Margie. So I will proceed to the next question now. What do you think a telebook is? A book that can be displayed on a screen is called a telebook. Where was Margie's school? Did she have any classmates? Margie's school was actually non-existent. What a pity. She did not have anyone to share the things, did not have anyone to go ahead and play around. So what will be our answer for this? Margie's school was in her home itself, next to the bedroom. No, she did not have any classmates. So our next question is, what subjects did Margie and Tommy learn? There are 3 subjects mentioned in the chapter. Margie and Tommy learned geography, history, and arithmetic. Now the question is, answer the following with reference to the story. I would not throw it away. Who says these words? Tommy said these words. What does it refers to? Now here it refers to the television screen on which you could read over 1 million books. What is it being compared with by the speaker? There is comparison between mechanical teacher and man here. So what we will write for this is, Tommy is comparing the television screen to the real books in earlier times in which words were printed on paper. He thought that after reading such books, one would have to throw them away. However, he would never have to throw away his telebooks. Our next question is, sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. Who does they refer to? They refers to the students who studied in the old kind of schools, centuries before the time the story is set in. What does regular mean here? Here, Regular refers to the mechanical teachers that Tommy and Margie had. What is it contrasted with? The mechanical teacher is contrasted with the teacher of the earlier times. Comparison between a mechanical teacher and a human being. Who was a human being? So we'll proceed with the next part. Answer each of these questions in a short paragraph about 30 words. So first question here is, what kind of teachers did Margie and Tommy have? So you know the answer very well. Margie and Tommy had mechanical teachers. They were large and black and ugly and had large black screens on which all the lessons were shown and questions were asked. These mechanical teachers had a slot in which the students had to put their homework and test papers. They had to write their answers in a punch code, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks immediately. We'll proceed to the next question. Why did Margie's mother send for the county inspector? You very well know this answer. Because she thought that there is some problem with the machine. Margie had been given many tests in geography by the mechanical teacher, but there was no improvement in her performance. It only kept getting worse. It is for this reason that Margie's mother sent for the county inspector to find out why this was happening. What did he do? He here is the county inspector. What did he do? The county inspector gave Margie an apple and started working on the mechanical teacher. He took it apart and then checked it. Margie had hoped that the inspector would not know how to put the mechanical teacher together again, but he managed to reassemble it. He slowed down the geography sector of the teacher because it was geared a little too quick for an average 10-year-old. Why was Margie doing badly in geography? What did the county inspector do to help her? Margie was doing badly in geography because the geography sector of the mechanical teacher had been geared a little too quick. The county inspector rightly told her that she could not be blamed for her poor performance. The county inspector slowed down the geography sector of the mechanical teacher to an average 10-year level. He also told Mrs. Jones that Margie's overall progress pattern was satisfactory. Next question says, what had once happened to Tommy's teacher? Once, the history sector of Tommy's teacher had once blanked out completely. Did Margie have regular days and hours for school? If so, why? Yes, Margie had regular days and hours for school. This was because her mother believed that learning at regular hours helped little girls learn better. For mechanical teacher was also on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. Our next question is, how does Tommy describe the old kind of school? Tommy described old kind of school as a special building where all kids studied together. There were hundreds of students studying and playing together. They used to shout and laugh together in an open yard. We'll proceed to the next question now. How does he describe the old kind of teachers? Tommy said that the old kind of teachers were men who taught the students inside a special building. The teachers taught the children in groups and gave them homework and asked them questions. So students, now next question in your book on page number 10 is answer each of these questions in 2 or 3 paragraphs, 100 to 150 words. There are 3 questions given under this. As what are the main features of the mechanical teachers and the school room that Margie and Tommy have in the story? Second question is, why did Margie hate school? Why did she think the old kind of school is must have been fun? Do you agree with Margie that schools today are more fun than the school in the story? Give reasons for your answer. All these questions you have to do it yourself in the notebook on the basis of understanding of the chapter, and it should be grammatically correct. Now to proceed with thinking about language. There is an exercise on adverbs on page number 11. First, tell me, what do you mean by verbs? As you all know, verb is a doing word. It expresses an action. For example, swim, think, walking, talk, speak. So what is an adverb? Adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Or we can say adverb describes action. For example, she speaks slowly. So here slowly is an adverb. How she speaks? Slowly. He is so smart. So is an adverb here. So adverb gives answers to the question when, to what extent, where, in what manner, and how. So there are 2 exercises given on page number 11 and 12 related to adverb. This you have to do it in the book itself, and it will be done by yourself as you have understood the adverb. There is one assignment you have to do related to writing. It is on page number 12. Question is, a new revised volume of Isaac Asimov's short stories has just been released. Order 1 set. Write a letter to the publisher, Midfame Private Limited, 1632 Asaf Ali Road, New Delhi, requesting that a set be sent to you by Value Payable Post (VPP), and giving your address. Your letter will have the following parts: addresses of the sender and receiver, the salutation, the body of the letter, the closing phrases and signature. And there is one format given that how your letter should be written. So taking an idea from this, you have to do this as an assignment, and it should be submitted to your English teacher within 3 days. And one more topic is there. You have to write a paragraph. The topic is, the schools of the future will have no books and no teachers. And same will be done as an assignment and will be submitted to your respective teachers on their email IDs within 3 days. This format you have to follow to write a letter to the publisher. Thank you and have a nice day.